Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum. This is Hamza Asif, and today I will tell you how to use ROM Toolbox Pro. Now, before going further in this video, I should warn you that whatever you're doing it at your own risk. I will not be held responsible for anything that happens with your phone. If you potentially fiddle with it or play with it a lot, and break your phone, so I'm not gonna be held responsible. Do it at your own risk. Now, keeping this thing aside, ROM Toolbox Pro is a very interesting and really useful app. It has all-in-one rooted utility apps that an Android will need. So here it is, the starting the what do you call the homepage of ROM Toolbox Pro. Now there are lots of applications inside it. ROM installer, app manager, root browser, scripter, terminal emulator, DNS changer, auto start manager, configure apps to SD card, and rebooter. And if you swipe it like this, and then you'll have CPU control, kernel tweaks, build prop editor, task manager, SD booster, and then there's font installer, boot animation, theme manager, status bar icon, and theme chooser. And if you do it like this, you'll have quick tools to important applications. Now, to be on start page, here it is, ROM installer. As you can see, here it is written: install ROMs, themes, and other zip backup, restore, and manage your current ROM. Now, this is for those who have custom ROM installed in their phone. Custom ROM like CyanogenMod and other popular custom ROMs. So if you don't have any custom ROM installed in it, you wouldn't even need to use it. Now this is a really interesting app application manager. It's not your ordinary application manager. As you can see, I can do what I can click on it and then freeze this. It will potentially freeze it, and then if I want to uninstall it, I'll uninstall it. There you go. And there's one really, we can say, dangerous thing. You can click on Android system and you can uninstall the Android system. Your phone will be bricked. So I'm not gonna do this, obviously. Now, yeah, you saw that, right? So use it really carefully. Don't give it to your elder brother, otherwise bad things will happen. Because I'm seeing it with my own experience. So please do it at your own risk. You could really just hide it if you want to. So now there's the root browser. Root browser is the ROM Toolbox Pro default browser, not of phones, but ROM Toolbox Pro default browser. It can access any file folder in the system, not just device storage. The firmware storage. I can see the Knox data in it. I can see the firmware modem in it. It's really useful. I can see the root folder in it, which I won't be able to see it in a stock browser. And then there's the scripter and terminal emulator. Scripters is basically scripts. So if anyone is familiar with Linux or command prompt, he'll know what these things are. Scripters basically scripts. If you click on this script, your phone will be in a read-only state. You won't be able to, rewrite things. And then there's the read and write. Your phone will need basic state. Power off, your phone will power off. Reboot, your phone will reboot. And reboot recovery, your phone will boot into recovery mode. View CPU information, you will see what type of CPU you're running, what type of GPU you're running, how many cores you have. And then there's the terminal emulator. Terminal emulator, as I said, is just like command prompt, but this is a Linux, so it's a Linux command prompt. Simple as that. And then there's the DNS changer. The DNS changer, what it does is that suppose you're connected to a Wi-Fi network, once again, your college Wi-Fi network that does not allow you to access Facebook. Now, what you can do is that click on Google DNS or any other. Google's fine, full DNS, open DNS, and then override on Wi-Fi. So you'll be able to bypass their security. I haven't tried it, but it should work like that. And then there's live detection mode. All the applications that have ads. Like these ads. These are real ads. They are officially defined as because some applications have ads, but it won't be seen in this ad detector because they're not identified as ads. They're really well hidden. And then there's the auto start manager. Now let's see what it does. What it does is that, oh, so it it literally checks all the receivers that are present in the phone. For example 8 ball pool billing receiver. It means that if you turn this on, you won't be able to buy coins from this site. You won't be able to receive coins from this site. You won't be able to receive internet from this site. So it's a really dangerous thing, really useful thing. And then configure apps to SD card. It means that you can by default set the download to SD card or internal storage if you have an SD card installed. And then there's this reboot. It will let you reboot into reboot, fast reboot, recovery reboot recovery, bootloader reboot, power off, and restart system UI. Then there's the CPU control. Now most people don't it's performance. I don't know how. User space. Interactive skill. Yeah. So what it does is that you can overclock or underclock your phone. My phone is basically set at it's a 1. Basically a 1.2 gigahertz quad core processor. I've basically set it into 1 gigahertz quad core processor. It means that even if my phone is running at full capacity, even if I try to run the heaviest app, it will still be running on 1 gigahertz. Every single core will not go more than 1094. That's the limit, and that's called, you're forcing your CPU to not go ahead of it. And sometimes it's good, if you want to save battery, you can underclock it up to 500 megahertz. It's quad core. It won't matter, if you're using it just for standby time. But just remember one thing: if you don't touch these, you're really set as default. Don't do this. Now this is user space, power saving, performance. For example, I'm just doing this for example. If you have set it to performance, and then you underclock it, you're doing it 553. You're seeing this, right? Now the phone, it won't save battery life. Instead, it will reduce battery life. What it's doing is that it's set to performance, so it will adjust itself to the maximum performance. But if you use it to power save, then see, it's set to the minimum. So that's the difference. Even if you set it up to like let's see, 1094, it will still go to 200 megahertz at default. So that's the thing. If you're overclocking it at power save, it won't do you any good. And if you're underclocking it performance, it won't do you any good, except it will heat up your phone. So whatever you do it at interactive or user space. These are good. They currently they change. You see it at 200, then 400, then 200. If you do it at user space, let's see. So you're not doing anything. Interactive is good. At default, it's slow, and then if you're running some applications, it will go way fast. Now CPU profiles, these are basic profiles that you can set according to the condition. For example, if your phone is at full charge, what kind of frequency, CPU frequency your phone should work in. if your phone is below 10% or below 20%, what kind of frequency, CPU frequency that your phone should run, and these are priority, Then we have build prop editor. That's what I was talking about. This is the most amazing as well as the most dangerous thing present in it. I tried to fiddle with it. I changed the screen density from this to, I don't know, just by one decimal, just by one number, and then I think my phone got stuck in a boot loop. I had to manually flash it, so it's pretty dangerous. If you don't know anything, my advice is don't fiddle with it. Otherwise, you can do it a little bit more, like you can do these little things, like change your phone name from Galaxy A3 to Galaxy A5 or A7, so that Google Play will show things which can only be downloaded in A7. Then there's this task manager. It's pretty much same as a app manager we had, so it's not that much a difference. Now SD booster it increases your default cache size, as you can see, by changing the default cache size and increasing the read write storage, and increasing the speed of read and write. So it's set it to 448. You can set it to 512 if you want, but don't set it more than that. Your phone will become unstable, the memory card will heat up, and I don't know what will happen next. So don't do it, don't do that much. Then there's this font installer. There are lots of fonts present on the online. You can download any font, preview it, if you don't like it, go back, and then you can use this if you want. Preview, don't install it. And then one more thing, before downloading any of these fonts, you have to make a backup. For example, if some things don't support it, or this it doesn't support, so you can easily restore the previous settings, because some of these are big and some of these are small, so it depends on the phone. And then there's this boot animation. I think most of you guys have seen, if you have a Samsung phone, that when you start up the phone, Samsung image appears. You can change this image to almost anything present in these things. You can change it to this. You can change it to this. First of all, install it, and then preview it. Don't install, sorry. Or if you want to download it, you can download it, but don't don't install it without making any backup. First of all, make a backup. If you won't be able to make a backup, then if anything happens, your phone will be stuck. It will be soft bricked, and it's not a good thing. Then there's this theme manager. There are lots of themes present in it, but just one thing, these themes only work on custom ROMs. Like I said before, it only works on CyanogenMod, or any other custom ROM. It can do something, it can change. You can change wallpapers, dialers. You're seeing this, right? You can change the wallpaper icon, it can change the dialer icon. For example, if you do street snow, Epic Blue, CyanogenMod 9, wait for it to load. Loading, here it is. You can see this, right? This is locker, so it can change this, but it only works on, as you can see, on CyanogenMod 9 version 9 and version 10 devices, both phone and tablets. It should work on most devices. This is an add-on pack for the theme chooser, theme on the Android market. See, donate link, Epic Blue. Here it is. See? That's what I was talking about. It only works on CyanogenMod. Means by don't panic. Minimal magic. Let's see. It works on CyanogenMod 7. Wow, it's 15 minutes already. Come on, come on. Maybe it doesn't have any picture. Red remix. I just need to. Alright, it is. You can see this, right? Don't install it. It won't do any good. The Felitionist. Yeah, this is also my warning. This will change the animation in your framework. Only do this if you are comfortable with using an SPF or can completely recover your phone. This may play nicely with some ROMs and phones. It's saying this may play nicely. So if you just brought your phone, if you just bought a new phone, don't do it. Not a good idea. And then there's the status bar icons. Like I said before, icons are not available. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the Knox security present in Samsung. It doesn't let you change the status bar icon. It means that I cannot change the Wi-Fi icon. I cannot change the battery icon. I cannot change the battery icon. I cannot change the Wi-Fi icon. No, there are lots. I cannot change the clock. I had a previous phone called Q-Mobile A500. In this, I changed the download icon, the battery icon, and it worked pretty fine for me. But I forgot to make a backup, so it's still stuck. And then there's theme chooser, same as this. This is a T-Mobile theme. This is a T-Mobile theme chooser. The T-Mobile theme chooser was not found in your device. This app is used to find themes for the T-Mobile theme chooser. And as I said before, this only works on CyanogenMod. I'm sorry, CyanogenMod. CyanogenMod. Okay, so that's all. Now, this is my first video, so please, give a like if you liked it, and even if you didn't like it, you can comment on it that which part you didn't like, and if you want me to do anything, a video about anything else, just comment on it. Allah Hafiz.